Thanksgiving is coming up, and for most of us, this is the biggest meal we're gonna make all year. So we can't treat it like just any dinner party. These keys will help lower your stress level and make sure that you and your guests have a great holiday meal. The first key is to create a full and complete grocery list. Especially if you have guests staying with you, you do not want to be making multiple runs to the grocery store the week of Thanksgiving. Sit down and write out every dish you'll be making with all of its components and list out the ingredients in each one. By the way, this list is also great to have on the day of Thanksgiving so you can make sure you're not forgetting anything while you're cooking. This may seem tedious, but I guarantee you it is going to save you more time than anything else you'll be doing that week. Don't forget to write down the amounts of each ingredient so you don't buy too much or too little of anything. Remember, fridge space is at a premium, so don't waste it. Speaking of which, the next key is to maximize your refrigeration space. That starts with cleaning out the fridge. Old leftovers, empty condiment bottles, and anything you don't need must go. Full fire sale. Maybe you don't need 20 cans of seltzer in the refrigerator, put most of those in the cabinet and just leave a few. And when you take one, just replenish.
And if you went downstairs in the basement and got a soda, what was the fucking rule?
You'd replenish.
Danny doesn't fucking replenish.
If that's still not enough, don't be afraid to take out your cooler and use that for extra storage. I like to put stuff in there that's fine getting wet, like drinks and sealed containers. I also usually put the butter in there with a Ziploc bag. If you're wet brining your turkey, the cooler is a perfect place to do it. Now that we have everything home and at temp, let's not wait until the day of Thanksgiving to start cooking. Find things that can be done ahead and do them during the week. You should not be doing any chopping of any vegetables on the day of Thanksgiving, except for maybe potatoes. Everything else can be chopped, stored, and labeled for the dish that they go into 1 to 2 days in advance. Baking desserts can also be done 1 to 2 days in advance. Other stuff can be done way ahead, like pie crust, the streusel for your sweet potato casserole, the compound butter for your turkey, homemade turkey or chicken stock, etc. The freezer is your friend. Utilize it when you can. When the day finally comes, you need to have a plan. Why? Why, bub? At the very least, have an order picked for what you're going to be making first, second, etc. If you're super type A, you can make a schedule like this. Every column is 30 minutes, and every row is a dish you're going to be making. I used blue to indicate what was going to be in the oven, and orange to indicate what was going to be on the stovetop. I also put a line for oven temperatures on the top here, so that if I need to throw anything else into the oven that I wasn't planning on, I know when would be a good time to do that. If you do make something like this, don't get too attached to it. Something is bound to come up and you'll have to make adjustments and change what you're doing. But this is a great framework to know what to focus on at any given moment and have a rough idea of when you should be doing what. You'll notice the last section here is what I call the warm-up period, which is actually my next key. In the inevitable event that something takes longer than you thought, or you think of something else you have to do at the last moment, while everything else is getting cold, this is the remedy. And we're building it into our plan so you have time to do what you need. 15 to 20 minutes before you're ready to serve dinner, turn your oven to the lowest setting, put your carved turkey on a rimmed baking sheet, take your stuffing, sweet potatoes, roast vegetables, and put all those in the oven. On the stovetop, warm up your mashed potato, your gravy, and anything else that can go on the range. The warming period means you have the flexibility to not have to time everything out perfectly, while also ensuring that your guests will have a nice, warm, toasty Thanksgiving meal. My final key is perhaps the most important. Enlist help. In an ideal world, you'd be able to hold down the fort and take care of everything yourself while being the perfect host, and maybe you can. But can I ask you a question? Why? The people you're hosting for Thanksgiving presumably care about you, and they want you to have a good day as well. And what's more, people want to help. Some more socially awkward people often don't know what to do with themselves in a gathering like this unless they have a task to focus on. So keep a mental list of things they can help with. Being a good host means being an inclusive host. Thanksgiving is not an opportunity for you to show off. It's a time to gather with friends and family. So don't isolate yourself in the kitchen. By using these 6 keys, you will be well on your way to having an enjoyable, stress-free holiday. If there are any other things that you found helpful that weren't included in this video, please leave a comment below and let us know what they are. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.